Hello! Lovely to see everybody here. Happy to be back. I like to play videos game. I'm glad that you've come to join. I hope you were able to read my favorite quote from my reading this week. A police force where there are no crimes to solve or criminals to apprehend will invent both or cease to exist. I thought that was a neat little bit. A little bit less uplifting than the one from last week, but that's okay. I will bring the warmth and the uplifting vibes. I will do it myself. How is everybody? How is everybody? I don't know if you guys noticed. It's good to hear. I'm glad. I was showing off. Chris is good. I'm so glad. I was unable to get my ears pierced because it is the dark times, but I did get a little cuff to wear on my ear. This little skeleton hand. I like it a lot. Makes me feel cute. So yesterday I kind of neglected to get into the reading, the things that I wanted to talk about, and I think that's simply because I hadn't quite figured out my format yet, and I'm not sure I know what to do. So I think maybe this time I'll have to be more active in the process. I think maybe deaths or down moments would be excellent times to find my next quote, read it out loud, and maybe talk about what I got out of it and why I highlighted it. But until then, let's just start playing, and we'll do a little bit of checking in a minute. Last time, game-wise, I do believe I defeated a few bosses, made some great progress. Happy to continue to do so. Get yourself a glass of water, something warm, cozy maybe, and settle in. Let's have a chat.
Well, that reed whistle we used before. This time, I will use it to call on you.
Thanks, bud. Please always call on me. Every single one of yous. Call on me in time of need. I will heed the call. Oh, I forgot about these guys. Oh, this is gonna be great. Got him. Yeah, I was starting I am kind of starting a new job, kind of not. I'm just kind of filling in next week because the dark times have taken another one. There's been another casualty to the COVID. What's going on down here? What's this guy all about? But part of my new job is different hours. I am working Mondays now, and I am working much earlier in the morning. So bear with me if I'm a little slow. I'm a little sluggish on the controls. You understand. Ooh. See, this is why they call me Big Papa. We're about to get to that first quote from the reading because I'm gonna die. Oh. Or I'm just too good, actually, and it's fine. So I always forget in this game, you can animation cancel, but only the first half of the sword swing. That's useful information, because I often commit too hard and swing too late. Dollar short, day late, as they always say. How did everybody enjoy their weekend? I hope you did something fun, or as much fun as you can have in these dark, dark times. I keep saying that. It was a joke at first, but I'm kind of settling on it, and I don't want to. So we're going to attempt to move on from that. I hope, I hope everybody enjoyed their weekend to the best of their ability. I got to go out to some log cabins on a river, chill out, do some reading, sit in a hammock. Maybe spent a little bit too long in the cold wind. My lips do not thank me. But we do what we can. I had the pleasure of devouring an avocado toast this weekend, made by my lovely partner, topped with homemade pickled red onions. You can't beat that. You really can't beat it. Just do it homemade and you'll never be disappointed. If you do plan on getting into pickling, I highly recommend pickling cucumbers and jalapenos in the same jar. Your pickled cucumbers get a little bit of that. A little bit of that good. A little bit of that good taste explosion. Like that scene from Ratatouille. I'm having a hard time keeping a straight face while I do my bits.
You're not one of the samurai of this castle, are you, friend?
Because my partner is sitting behind me listening to me speak and laughing. It's very difficult.
Well, you sure got me out of the pot. You see, some unfortunate, but boy, did you hear.
You're welcome.
Let's see, ideal in.
Ooh, we're on our way to Genichiro, aren't we? Do I need to do something before I hit Genichiro in order to unlock the true pathway and fight all the bosses? I'm always worried. When does the content gate happen? I'm sure I need to find Kuro first, right? Right? Anyone? Is there anybody out there? Is anybody calling? Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm alive. Gravity can't kill me in this game. Where are all the guys? Could have sworn there were more guys. Sorry. Background. I understand. Fear not. Fear not, for I am not afraid. I will be your rock. I will support you in these hard times. I'm trying to decide if I want to do the roots first or if I want to go kill that general first. I'm thinking I want to kill the general first. Get my prayer beads and solemnity. Saying, we urban outfitters would like to make a t-shirt from your just born soliloquy.
I'm sure you are all aware already. This coming battle will determine the fate of all ashina. We go now!
Talk a big talk, my guy. Alright, how do I do this? How do I get him? How do I get him? Oh, not that way. That's not the way. This is a habit that you'll pick up from me, that I will quote songs with no context, and you will not know the reference. That's not anybody's fault, especially not mine, because I don't take the blame for anything, because I am a special snowflake. And kids these days just don't take responsibility anymore. Ooh! My partner is relating hard in the chat. I gotta kill the guys with guns. Topical to what, might I ask? My song quoting? I don't understand. I'm sorry that my encyclopedic knowledge of lyrics is... boomers are never topical. I simply don't care about them. Ooh. You don't belong where? You belong everywhere I am. I know your moves, old man. Okay, it's swinging a little slow for me, actually. If you would actually just swing the sword... I know this is a new concept to some, but when you're sword fighting, you generally want to swing sword. You want to swing the sword because it's a sword fight. Swing the sword. Swing the sword. There was a bit there. There was a joke there. You won't make me feel bad for making a joke, or at least making an attempt. What are you even doing? I'm sorry. It was confrontational. Came here for positive vibes. Positive vibes and real progress. And I'm failing you. But it need not always be this way. I can redeem myself in your eyes and we can bounce back. You guys ever get lost? Or just me? That's alright. It's just me. As I was saying, I'm a special snowflake. Unique. Simply the best, better than all the rest. What was I saying? I believe that I was talking about pickled onions. I highly recommend pickling everything you can find. This actually brings me to an interesting question. Who in my chat are sauerkraut lovers, and who in my chat are dirty sinners? Reveal thyselves. If you love sauerkraut, you are welcome here. This is all bad news. Alright, I'm alive. Okay. I will lose no one because everybody loves sauerkraut and its true value. Am I right? This is baffling to me. Is this a popular opinion that people don't like sauerkraut? Well, that was good. Youngins, you're underestimating the audience. I choose to treat sauerkraut is incredible. The younger brother comes through in the clutch. This is what I'm saying. I choose to treat all young folks as fully grown human beings with agency and emotions. Wow, I really thought I could. I'm still alive. Yeah. I want to make sauerkraut. I am a German food enthusiast. Hey! I'm not shocked because I know you have the good opinions. I have completed registration for the COVID vaccine. This is not an appointment. It is sure to tell me. It is not an appointment, but I am registered. That is because I am technically a healthcare worker. Oh, it's all bad. Did you see all the red arrows? I have delicious healing items. Delicious pellet. Maybe not as delicious as sauerkraut. But what are you going to do? How do you think... So, all have seen Bon Appetit's Brad Leone, I assume. Many have seen Brad Leone make fermented sauerkraut. I wonder how I can spice up some sauerkraut and make it extra good, a la Mr. Brad Lion. Bradley the Lion. Wow! Always jalapenos, yeah. I live in Austin, I'm a living meme, so... How close I am to losing my shit. Old memes. Bring him back. People don't die, we expire. What are you doing? Okay, I think this is as good an opportunity as any to return to the sculptor's idol. Maddie is here. Thank you. I have joined so many Discord groups over the last 2 weeks. I thought it would be fun and a good idea to meet people in the community on Twitter and Twitch and whatever else. But now I'm in 4 Discords, the largest of which has like 400 people in it. I'm not sure what to do with myself. I get anxiety in a grocery store. It's a very similar feeling to me to receive notifications off the chain, notifications of all sorts. Yes. What? Oh, I didn't rest. Ha! You know it. Alright. This is a good opportunity as any. So, in the first 3 sections here is kind of just laying down the basic ideas, right? So we were talking about We were talking about government's only purpose is to oppress a slave who lives his life in bondage believes that his master is a necessity for survival. We're talking about the concept of a free society, right? And then beyond that, we were talking about goodbye. Beyond that, we were talking about a little bit about the classic argument of like human nature, or say evolutionary psychology, kind of the dog-eat-dog world argument, you know. And we kind of ended on that positive note where maybe it's more accurate to say that a governing law of humanity is the idea of solidarity and cooperation. So the next few sections of the pamphlet are dedicated a little bit more to, like, cool, just brute force it. The next few sections are dedicated a little bit more to, like, there's a person behind me. You love to see it. We're bouncing back. A little bit more dedicated to power structures and why we need to oppose all power structures, including some leftist power structures. You know, basically this is the no tankies allowed section of the pamphlet. Oh, but first, I forgot, section 4 is actually a really interesting... I thought I could block it again. I am the fool. I wish you weren't on fire, actually. So this first quote that I have highlighted here is actually a really important idea. To me, especially, I think it's a good thing. A good thing to consider. Because we were just talking about evolutionary psychology, talking about dog-eat-dog world and all that. And this quote states, "Solidarity is therefore the state of being in which man attains the greatest degree of security and well-being, and therefore egoism itself, that is, the exclusive consideration of one's own interests, impels man and human society towards solidarity. Or it would be better to say that egoism and altruism, concern for the interest of others, become fused into a single sentiment just as the interests of the individual and those of society coincide." I think that is a beautiful summation of something that I have been trying to get across to a few people. I have some conservative friends from high school who didn't take too well to this. But the idea is, even if people, humans, rip, sad day, even if people are naturally self-interested, why not then organize society so that self-interest is social interest? You know what I mean? Because, like, take yourself, for example. You give your friends birthday gifts, and you know that a part of the reason that you give gifts, or you help out, or you do nice things is for you. It makes you look good, it makes you feel good, it's a self-interested thing. You are not giving a gift purely out of altruism. And some people would tell you that that's wrong. I don't think so. I think that's a good thing to be aware of and to make use of. Right? Why not take that idea that people want to do social things for each other and with each other and organize our society around that. It doesn't matter if it's self-interested. There's no rid yourself of the notion of a pure and honest intention, right? We're talking about society here. We can't have a society based off of purity and honest intent. We're talking about structures. So we take advantage of the fact that people like to do things for each other, and we structure our societies so that we help each other and help ourselves at the same time. I think that's an excellent idea. I think a lot of people get bogged down in this notion of it's one or the other, right? So it's a false dichotomy. It's a false dichotomy that's been presented to us because it is a convenient narrative. If self-interest is inherent and it can only be greedy, right? Because that's what the rich folks want. Whoa! It's like a convenient excuse for the rich getting richer. It's a convenient excuse for them to be like, well, society has to be this way because people are naturally greedy. And so these people, it's dog-eat-dog world. People are just going to get it. They're just going to get it anyway. So we have to let them keep all their money. And I think it is a good thing to refute that, to recognize that. Because I fall into this trap sometimes where I'm a little bit of a humanist, and I generally think that people want to do nice things for each other. I generally think that, on the whole, people are, for lack of a better word, good. But I think we can avoid that pitfall. Did I just trap myself down here? I did not. Beautiful. I think we can avoid that pitfall. I don't think it matters whether or not people are good, whatever I believe about the soul, the immortal soul, or whatever. If we just do away with that notion of that false dichotomy entirely, maybe it's fine that people act out of self-interest. Maybe it's fine. I think it's fine. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Did anyone read? It's okay if you didn't. I truly am using this as an opportunity to motivate myself to read theory. I'd like to learn more. I'm not confident that I'm an organizer. I'm pretty certain I'm not a frontline black bloc combat specialist. So, if I'm going to be the theory nerd, I want to be good at being the theory nerd, Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Or am I screaming into a void? Can you guys hear the Discord notifications? I should probably mute that. How does one... Extremely helpful. Thank you for your input. Alright, we proceed deeper into the castle. I am the knight. I am Batman. It's not fine. It's not fine. It's not professional. You know? It's probably fine. Does anyone else hold themselves to an unrealistically high standard? Or just me? Oh, hush. Oh, hush. Silence. Oh, it's bad. Okay, these guys stress me out a little bit. Sword thrust attacks throw me off. Like so. There are two. There are two, 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 there are two. When in doubt, seriously, just rapid tap L1. I'm not even kidding. Ooh, that was pretty. Accidental, but pretty nonetheless. Bing! It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah, man, I'm really excited to get into the next book. I did start reading ahead. I did finish this pamphlet, and I did start reading the next book that I want to read, which is Anarchy Works by Peter Gelderloos. It is mostly a collection of real-world examples of cultures or societies or social experiments that use anarchist principles or can be used as a case study in the effectiveness of anarchist principles. Because obviously a lot of these cultures existed long before the philosophy of anarchism existed, and it would be inappropriate to put the label of anarchism on say, an indigenous tribe, you know. Because while there are anarchists that are not white European folks, it is true that the ideology originated from Europe. And I just don't want to... You don't want to push that, you know. And there's a whole foreword about that, which definitely we're going to read. The whole forward part of the book. It's really good. But I'm really excited to get into it. I'm honestly, if I keep reading at the rate that I'm reading now, I'm just going to start speeding through. Especially if no one's reading along, because then I can just read at my own pace and just talk about my reading. I can just chat about it. Know what I'm saying? No. Beep. So, there's stealth in this game. Oh, there's stealth in this game. Oh, it's probably the worst part of the game. It is not weird that you hate reading. I am extremely similar. I do think it's a... I mean, well, for you and Steven, it might very well have to do with your obvious inability to stay awake. But I think for me, reading is very difficult because of... I can't focus on it. It's not stimulating enough. Yeah, reading is really hard, but I want to. So I'm kind of forcing myself to do it, but I'm not like bullying myself into doing it. You know what I mean? This is actually really inspiring, so it's working for me, is all I'm saying. So I appreciate you guys just being there and listening. Yeah, it's tough. Don't worry, I'll read for you. That's interesting. That's not the problem that I have. That is the problem that I have. And school, school ruins it. Well, that's good. Because I am probably just going to keep talking about it forever until I die. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are the same way, but I will spend...
No. Of course not. But I'd say you're in the
I will spend my entire day playing a game with Discord open with a YouTube video playing, or I'm playing a game, watching a Twitch stream, and chatting, or I'm playing a game with a YouTube video open and also checking Twitter. It's like
something like, by the by, I'm a little out of pocket.
a book alone?
Goods, but no one to sell them to.
No way. Absolutely no chance. It's like work, but like good work. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. Anti-air death blow. Thanks.
Well, I'll be. Come back.
I want the Iron Fortress. I will be okay if I don't have enough money for it. I have enough money for it. Beep-bop-boop, zip-dop-zoop. Look at that, actually having enough money for a thing. I wouldn't know.
So long.
So long, Black Hat. Senor Badger. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the stealth in this game. It's mad janky. It really easily abused. It's not at all consistent. But it's not unfun. I enjoy it. It's just not. It's not the highlight of the game. If you know what I mean. It seems kind of like halfway input because like you don't get a whole lot of tools, you know. Like most games will give you like smoke bombs or like ways to make a distraction or like I don't know, stuff like that. This game it seems a little limited. Yeah, some of them, especially early on in the game, are set up away from you so that you can sneak up on them. They do eventually flip it. The stealth doesn't stay as easy as it looks. I'm also really bad at it, Lamau. But yes. Whoa! Yeah. If you just like run away and break line of sight for long enough, people will forget about you. Which is what I mean by like easily abused. Cannon's a bummer. I'm gonna try not to do that though, because that takes a long time and it's a lot of dead air, a lot of waiting around, and that's no fun for the viewers, for the folks at home. This game is mad violent. I suppose... I don't know. Is it my responsibility as a streamer to put up a content warning for, like, a game that's rated M? I actually don't know. I appreciate that vote of confidence. I will, of course, if I notice anything like blinking lights, that's something that I will put a content warning out there for. Or, of course, if you guys recognize anything that you think would be upsetting to someone, let me know. Good thing my chat is a safe space. Oh, it's like butter. It just slides right in. It's the softest part. It's like jelly. Slip, slop, sloop. In and out. Let's see. I've got a quote here further on in the chapter talking about the indispensable condition for their emancipation, which cannot be neglected, is the possession of the means of production, of the land, and of the instruments of labor, and therefore the abolition of private property. Good to remind ourselves every now and then that anarchists are communists as well, in the broadest sense. An intersectional understanding of oppression means that you are not only looking at identity, you are also looking at class. And you cannot look at just one and not the other. Holy crap. Do not be a reductionist. Sorry, I was on Conrad Zimmerman's stream, and Vamer Sophie was guesting, and they were talking about class reductionism. And I was getting heated. By the way, they both have good opinions and good streams. Go watch them. I do have a sleeveless hoodie on. Thank you for noticing. It's, I didn't mean to do that. It's my Spider-Man hoodie. I don't know if any of y'all are aware of Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider, clone of Peter Parker, but he's got the coolest costume in all the world, so I made his hoodie. I wore it for Halloween one year and then decided that I liked it, so I'm just wearing it. I haven't figured out what temperature to wear it outdoors in, so I mostly just wear it in my apartment. How do you do that? How do you wear a sleeveless hoodie outside? What's the correct temperature for that? You know what I mean? Ooh. Got him. I've been stuck in a music rut. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys. I've been stuck in a music rut. Hell yeah, it is. It's in Japan. I've been stuck entirely on Milo / Scallops Hotel / Rap Ferreira. I simply don't know what else to do with my time. Yes, yes, I knew it. Secret walls. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I only care about cash. Cream. Cash rules everything around me. Yeah, I feel like, okay, I'm thinking back on that little that little quote, that little tidbit quote that I gave you guys a second ago, I think I should probably clarify what we mean when we say private property. This is all bad. Drink the board. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm recovering. I didn't. I couldn't. I can't. I cannot. What training? No, you're right. I beat the game like 3 times. I forgot my training. Yeah, in case you guys aren't aware of how the game works, you want to deflect with perfect timing to get that good parry, which reduces their posture. But then if that big scary kanji shows up, that means it's unblockable. And that means that you either have to dodge it if it's a grab, jump over it if it's a sweep, or deflect slash dodge slash Mikiri counter if it's a stab. And which one of those you want to do is usually dependent on how good you are at Mikiri counter, because it's the best answer, always. So if you ever see that, red symbol go up and then I die, that's what happened. The Mikiri counter is when you dodge towards a thrust attack with the correct timing and you step on their sword. It's cool as hell, and all my friends know how to do it. It's mad dope. It's the main reason to play this game. And a giant snake friend. How about? Cool. It's one. Any enemy that hits you with like 8,000 hit combos is actually the easiest to cheese. That's the Sekiro paradox. Yes. So if your poise bar breaks, you will be like stunned, knocked back, open to attack. The poise bar decreases or recovers faster if you have high health, and if you're guarding, it increases faster. And then enemies also have a poise bar that lets you get a death blow on them if you break it, which is usually the goal of every fight. Especially boss fights. Should I read Ishin's letter? I should read Ishin's letter, huh? Nothing here. I am fully aware of where I need to be going right now, folks. Yeah, you're not doomed. In fact, usually the moment I run out of poise is like the big hit, the end of their combo. So they usually don't even follow up in time to like really hurt you, which is really convenient. It's nice. Oh, hey, congrats. Talk to me again in 300 hours when you're done with it. I'm joking. The game is great, but It's going to take you over 120 hours to beat it.
Lady Emma, tell me, what has caused the state of this?
It is fucking cool.
Rejuvenating waters. That is what it is called.
My biggest advice for the game:
Secret weapon?
I am.
don't let school stress you out. It's good advice for real life too.
Unable to die at all. The rejuvenating
Don't let school stress you out.
It also
You have more time than you think, and even if you don't max out your stats or your confidence or whatever, it's fine.
I do not
It's
believe
fine.
the
Do not try
dragon is sacred.
to,
Not at all.
yeah, it's interesting. It's a good game mechanic. But, like, if you're worried about min-maxing, right, there's a lot of lore going on that I've been skipping because I've played this game before. Sekiro is known as the wolf, yes. Sekiro serves his master, the divine heir, Lord Kuro, who has the dragon's blood, which means that Sekiro can't die. And no one who is, like, close to Kuro can die. I haven't gotten there yet, but the goal of the game is to end immortality. Because it's cool. I feel like it's time to start learning these. Yes. Correct. He is also immortal. He gives me immortality because I am his top shinobi, big man. But everybody wants to have his blood so that they can be immortal. So he's like, maybe we should get rid of this forever. Yeah, because it's like, it's a blessing and a curse, right? So the power-hungry people, the villains of the game, want You know, it's actually not stated why the heir, because you don't meet the father, you only meet the heir, and he's a little boy, and he's immortal. I think he's heir in like the metaphorical sense, like he inherited the power from maybe the divine dragon. Maybe his parents are dead. But yeah, little boy, super cute, would die for him. Have many times. Fight me. That's right. Oh. Well, you don't, like, drink it. The actual mechanics of it aren't, like, explained in detail. Did anyone see that? Yeah, it's like a mystical thing. It's a blessing and it's a curse, right? Because everyone who's affected by the dragon's blood... Well, so I've been given the power of immortality. But every time I die, everyone around me gets afflicted with a disease called dragon rot. So, like, I'm immortal, but it comes from somewhere, you know? Every time I die and come back, everyone around me gets worse. So I'm trying to not do that, because it's rude. Because it's rude. You can't just do that to people. You can't just make people sick for the sake of your immortality. It's kind of like my whole politics. Do you hear it? Do you hear the reed whistle? It's my boy. It's the young master. Oh, here we go.
How is...
It's kind of implied that I'm suffering from dragon rot as well.
Lord Ishinis. It's a wonder he is still with us.
Yeah, so I was kind of unclear. Not everyone's immortal. I'm immortal, and my master's immortal. And everyone around us is afflicted with the disease.
Divine Heir, I'll ask you once more. Accept me into your immortal oath.
Yeah, see, this guy wants to be immortal. From my little boy master.
I cannot do that, Lord Genichiro. Your victory that day means nothing. He will risk his life to take me home. For he is my shinobi.
He's talking about me. There I am. He was right.
Lord, I have come for you. This will only take a moment.
Yeah, correct. This will take a moment, he says. He's very confident. I am not as confident.
The dragon's blood can never be mine.
Let's go, Genichiro. It's you and me.
Shinobi.
Yeah, this is what the game is about. The stealth was a distraction. This is the game. Rats. 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 I will never surrender. I never know when to heal in this game, because I never know when to use my resurrect. Got him one.
Shinobi, the Divine Heir.
Really? I usually let myself die the first phase of the fight. I usually try not to heal until I get to the second phase of the fight, so I have more gourds at the end. I like to use my resurrects early because they recharge when you get a death blow. You know what I mean? I am playing on a PlayStation 5, yes.
Impressive, Shinobi of the Divine Heir. You deserve better. Would you not answer to a different lord?
Well, we're not done yet. Well, we're not done yet.
Heresy, you say?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
For the sake of preserving Ashina.
Sorry, cracking knuckles is bad.
I will seize any manner of
It's not nice for some people to listen to.
I will do it. Behold the lightning and tomorrow.
Nah, he's gone off the chain. He's completely lost the plot. Oh. It's not my decision to make. It's not my blood. Also the much easier version of the fight, surprisingly enough. That is my finest Genichiro fight of all time. Of all time. I killed him. Blood smoke ninjutsu. Oh, you do get smoke bombs, kind of. I forgot. Kuro. Okay, have fun. Bye. Thanks. Felt pretty
You were
good.
victorious. I see.
This is Emma. She gives me medicine.
I mean you no harm. Shinobi of the Divine Lord Genichiro. Is this the rejuvenating waters?
Yeah, so here's the kink in the plan. The dragon's blood is the only way to, like, true immortality.
Blood is everything to me.
But there are other methods.
For her sake.
Yeah.
Humanity itself.
Resurrection.
This is what nationalism does to a person, for the record.
Yes. Indeed. So,
Genichiro will return in Sekiro Endgame. That's a good joke. Stay hydrated. I have my own gourd. It's true. That's a joke I would not have thought to have made. Thank you. You have improved me this day. What skills can I acquire? Covers posture on executing a death blow? I don't care. This I want. Posture damage.
At long last, I've managed to... I give you my thanks, Ishin Ashina. I am a doctor in the service of Lord Ishin.
Why were you ordered to help me?
Lord Ishin has no desire to use the power of the dragon's heritage. That is why he...
He tried to help Lord Kuro escape Ashina.
Correct.
The message I found in the well, that was your doing?
Also correct. My duties have concluded. But there's someone I think you'd like to see. Lord Kuro is downstairs.
Also, forgive me. Forgive me for not remembering, but is that Mushroom Trip Curtis, right? Usernames are hard. You're not Curtis! Oh! Hello! Could it be that you're not one of my IRL close personal friends?
I have come for you, my lord.
Yes, you did well to come here.
Let us
Welcome
go.
to the chat.
We must leave.
I'm so sorry. I thought I was speaking to someone that I know in real life.
The blood of the dragon
Lovely to have you here.
causes men to become undying. The same goes for you.
Yes, my lord.
I wished to save you. I'm sure that I would do the same thing given another chance.
This is really exciting. I'm gonna gush for a second because I've only been streaming for like 2-3 weeks now,
They all corrupt men.
and I've only had like 3 people on my streams over the course of those 3 weeks that have not been close personal friends. So every time someone shows up, I get really excited. It's very flattering. I really appreciate you being here. It's very sweet.
Father,
I would like to help Kuro always.
break the Iron Code. Father, I cannot break the Iron. Father, I can't.
Okay, I can't break the Iron Code. I can't help Kuro. Psych.
I cannot protect you. The
Shinobi live by
was the duty
2
my father
principles.
entrusted to me.
How many times have
Serve
you
their
died
master,
to life for my sake?
but above all,
3 times?
serve their father.
A number so large that it cannot be counted.
As
It's
it was
disgusting.
for the purpose of defending my lord, the number does not matter.
I
Do
have
not
daddy
wish
issues.
To bind you to an eternity of undeath. Wolf, join me in my quest to sever the ties of immortality.
As you
Sever the ties.
Lord Wolf.
I am acquiring a snapped chat from a dear friend of mine. Forgive me. It was a picture of an Adderall pill.
If we are seeking to sever the immortal ties, I know a good place to start. Wolf, look at this.
Immortal Severance text. A book from Kuro on the art of severing ties with the dragon's heritage. It looks old, the binding is torn, and several pages are missing. Herein describes the means to perform the rite of immortal severance. Beyond the Fountainhead Palace, locate the sanctuary and imbibe the tears of the holy dragon of the divine realm.
It's an ancient record that was kept in Ashina Castle.
None of that is metaphorical.
dragon tears from the divine realm.
Yes, it is my belief that with the dragon tears, it may be possible to sever the dragon's heritage.
But the divine realm? How do we...
I know. Wolf, that incense burner over there, it belonged to a person of interest. Take a
Person of
look.
interest. Person of interest.
Is there something special about it?
I'm told that long ago, there was another divine heir living here in Ashina Castle. His name was Lord Takeru. This incense burner belonged to him.
So,
Where is he now?
He died a long time
it would
ago.
seem as though the divine heirs
In the
are not
arena of the Fountainhead.
like in a
Return to the divine
monarchy,
Those are supposedly
like a patriarchal bloodline kind of
You're
thing.
saying
It's
the
more of like a
Fountainhead is
born
the
with the
key
divine
to the
gift,
divine
rather.
realm.
So it's not like a family bloodline.
Let us discover the truth together.
That's my reading on the situation.
Now, as I am certain some of Lord Takeru's books that he collected in order to find the divine realm, I will search for them.
In addition to finding a way to reach the divine realm, might we also look into how we might sever the immortal ties?
A fine suggestion. Talk to Ishin. If anyone knows the answer, it is him. Wolf, come with me.
So much is happening in the game. I was ready to get back into talking about the book, but there's plot happening. Immortality by any means leads to stagnation. Dragon rot. Lord Kuro enlists the help of some shinobi has-been got thrown into jail to sever the ties of immortality. Yes, correct. Your only miscalculation. is that the shinobi has-been that has been thrown into jail is actually super freaking cool, and I would die for him. So
Lord Ishin is not
don't
within this
underestimate the
castle
wolf.
citadel. I'm told he is recuperating in one of these watchtowers. However, the path to his watchtower is closed. His health is a little...
How do I get in?
On the roof, there's a path patrolled by the Nightjar Ninja. It's intended for shinobi, but I imagine that won't be a problem for you.
Not a problem for me.
The Nightjar use smoke signals as landmarks.
Yes.
That other guy
So if you follow their smoke signals,
is
you should be
Genichiro
able to
Ashina.
reach Lord Ishin, and you can use this window to reach the roof.
Genichiro is the ruler of the Ashina clan, so he rules over the territory we're in right now. He wants to protect his homeland from some nebulous threat, and he thinks that the only way to do that is to become immortal and have lots and lots and lots of power. So when I said that's what nationalism does to a person, that's what I mean. He wants to be Big Daddy of the powerful Ashina clan for all time. He is someone that Kuro used to respect, which is why we're here in the first place, because Kuro was living under his wing, and then he became tyrannical when he found out that Kuro has magic blood. It's all bad. Yeah, I think the backdrop to this game is that there was some big war where Genichiro's father, Ishin Ashina, won the war, and now Genichiro is afraid at all times that his border is under attack. So basically, he's a fascist.
My lord is not in this but Lord Ishin is not well. Which is why entry into his...
And then he does like blood magic and stuff. So we gotta kill him, you know? Bop, bop, bop. Gotta kill him. I don't remember.
My lord is not in this castle keep. He is in one of the separate, but Lord Ishin...
It's implied that he knows because he talks about he doesn't care what it takes. He'll give up his humanity to protect his kingdom. Because he's like pursuing like dark magic. Like he's doing it in an even worse way than like what I'm doing, and what I'm doing is getting people sick and bad. And he's doing it worse than that. So it's implied that he kind of knows and doesn't care. The game is... I don't know if you've played any of the Souls games, but like the lore is more straightforward than usual, but it's still a little bit obtuse. Yeah, so you know that like a lot of the story is told through like item descriptions or like through implication, or like sometimes it's just not told at all. Yeah. That's fun fact about that actually.
There is something I wish to ask.
The director of the president of the company that makes the games, and the director of all the Souls games, Miyazaki, made the Souls games because when he was growing up in Japan, he used to like to read Western fantasy, but he didn't know that much English. So he would read it and only pick up bits and pieces of the story. And so he wrote his games to be like that, where you're reading a story but you don't have all the information.
My grandson,
I think that's a fun fact, and I think it's cool.
Bewitched by the rejuvenating
But yeah,
water.
it's
You did well to
indecipherable.
for me. You have my thanks.
I merely followed the code my father taught me.
Ah, the iron code of the shinobi.
I see. So you're the son of Owl.
That boy he found during the rebellion.
Yes.
And your travels brought you here. The bonds that tie us are so deeply amusing.
Don't you think? Sekiro. So what do you wish to know?
The Divine Heir's desire is to sever the ties of immortality. I want to know how it can be done.
The Mortal Blade. If you had such a weapon,
One sec.
it may be the key to what you are after.
The Mortal Blade?
With it, you could kill one who cannot die through normal means.
One who cannot die.
The Infested, I believe they're called. I have not seen one before, but it said you could stab them through the heart, or remove their head, and they wouldn't die. If the stories are true, they'd surely be quite fearsome. To kill a monster such as that, you'd need the Mortal Blade.
Yeah, so a lot of the bad guys in this game are trying to reproduce the immortality, and they end up coming up with, like, zombification, basically.
Where is this Mortal Blade?
I've heard it's held in Senpo Temple. However, they say the Mortal Blade cannot be drawn.
What do you mean?
I am not certain of the meaning. It's just hearsay. The gates to that temple are closed now, though. Who knows what those degenerates are doing shut away up there in the mountains. There aren't any decent roads leading there.
How do I get there?
The abandoned dungeon just outside of Ashina Castle. If you can pass through its waterways, you should find your way.
Degenerates is a red flag word.
You're leaving, Sekiro. Severing immortality. That will be... And in battle, the plans and desires of those involved churn endlessly.
Sorry I keep skipping through dialogue, it's a habit.
You'll be swept away.
And lose the battle.
That's right. Best you keep it in mind. Sekiro, hesitate, and you lose.
Yeah, so the way that this game, a lot of the story, like your immediate goal is usually told to you, but a lot of the world and the characters and why all of this is happening or why it matters is told in a really interesting way, where you have to acquire sake and give it to characters, and then they will share information when you, like, share a drink with them. And I don't think that I've ever gotten all of the dialogues. Yeah, stab his ass. Cut him into little bits. I forgot where I'm supposed to go next. Senpo Temple. On the other side of the waterway. That's not... Is it? It's not. It's not. I know where it is. I know where to go. Forgive me. I am gonna check. I'm gonna check a guide. The fan RPM fluctuate? I actually don't know if it fluctuates because it's not loud as fuck. It's pretty much silent, and I am extremely happy because my PlayStation 4 was... Yeah. It's amazing. But, like, literally a week or 2 weeks before I got the PlayStation 5, my PlayStation 4 crashed, and I had to clean all the dust out and, like, restart it, like, 3 times before it was even working again. The PlayStation 4 is, like, it's not in great shape. Not a great console. Although I hear...
I have returned.
I don't know if it's true yet. It hasn't happened to me.
Did you meet with Lord Ishin?
I did.
Yeah, it was loud.
The Mortal Blade. It could be the key to severing immortality.
It was loud and inconsistent. Definitely.
It's a sword that has the power to kill the undying. It can be found at Senpo Temple.
I see. Yes, that seems promising.
As you say.
For my part, I hunted for any books that may contain clues about the aroma of the fountainhead. It seems Lord Takeru indeed sought a way to reach the divine realm. So far, I found one piece of relevant information.
What is it?
A flower.
Flower. Yeah. I haven't, so I've only had the PlayStation 5 for like a month or two, right? So far I haven't had any problems, except I've had a few game crashes. I think that might be a backwards compatibility issue, because the only PS5 game I actually have is Demon's Souls. But I have heard that the triggers on the controller are liable to break because they have a new mechanic in them where they will provide resistance depending on the context of the screen, so they'll like push back. And I think they might be likely to break, and they're not covered in the warranty. So like I don't know how widespread of a problem that is, but if you're like broke, maybe do your research about that first and just make sure you're covered.
My lord, this is for you.
Could this be?
It's really cool when it works.
That's...
I'm worried about it breaking because someone told me that it might, but when it works, it feels really good.
In place of the oath.
Do you think this one was left behind by Lord Takeru?
That seems likely, Wolf. If you so desire, I can use this Sakura droplet to assist you.
Assist me.
You should be so kind.
Of course. Close your eyes.
My lord.
Lord Takeru's dragon blood lives on with you.
I humbly accept.
It's a good time as any to remind everyone in the chat to have a drink of water. It's good for you. Unclench your jaw, relax your shoulders.
You may open your eyes.
Take care of yourself, you know?
My lord.
That was a boon granted
Level up.
by Lord Takeru. Use it well.
Yes.
I know the feeling.
Flower.
First, read this.
A couple years back, I'd go a whole day without eating just because I was sitting in front of my PlayStation. It's said that the relatives of Tomoe once gathered the fountainhead fragrance and arrived at the palace. You may find a key where the waters of rejuvenation converge in a deep pool, a white and deeply fragrant flower.
What is...
That means so much to me. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's so sweet.
Relates to the divine realm. There is water that flows from the fountainhead through Ashina, and the book speaks of a white lotus flower that grows where the water pools deeply. It appears to be one component of the fountainhead aroma.
A place where the fountainhead waters pool deeply, perhaps in a deep valley?
Yes, indeed. The sunken
Valley
may be the place. The fountainhead waters should flow into there.
Where is this sunken valley?
It's beyond the woods to the rear of the castle. There's a shrine dedicated to the white serpent deep in the woods. As the name implies, the sunken valley is just below that place. There's no proper path down there, but a man of your talent could navigate.
Man of my talents.
One part of the fountain is a white flower.
Yes, my lord.
The sunken valley. There's no.
This has already been said.
You're leaving. Wolf, I'm counting on you.
My lord.
So yeah, acquired mission number 2. Find the sword and find the flower.
So, you've met with Lord Ishin?
Yes.
I have.
He thanked me for defeating Genichiro.
I see. To think that Lord Genichiro would go as far as to drink the rejuvenating sediment.
Rejuvenating sediment?
That's what we call a particularly concentrated part of the rejuvenating waters. I'm sure you saw it for yourself. The rejuvenating sediment grants great resilience in one's flesh. One becomes able to withstand blows that would be fatal to anyone else.
So it's
My
not
mentor,
true
Dogen,
immortality.
devoted much research to its uses, but all of his works, documents, medicines, everything, were burned and destroyed. I'm not sure who, but I heard one of the senior apprentices was able to salvage some of it, probably Dojun. Did you ask Lord Kuro's thoughts on the matter?
I did.
And
We've decided to sever the ties of immortality.
I see.
I thank you for all of the help you've given me.
Almost sounds like you're bidding me farewell for good. I've carried out my lord's orders, so I will stay here in the castle. Come and speak to me whenever you please. I will provide my assistance to you as a doctor.
Always good to have a doctor around. Let's give her a drink.
Here, for you.
Oh my. If this isn't Lord Ishin's favorite sake, I'll have some.
Damn!
Delicious.
Throw it back.
Please. Say something.
There is something I'd like to ask you.
Of course.
Who trained you to fight with a blade?
A blade? I am a doctor.
Yes, but who?
Lord Ishin. But I only have a passing interest.
I do not believe your skill counts as a mere passing interest.
How much do you care about spoilers?
Well, not to kill people.
What do you mean?
No.
Hydrated Gamers
I
Book
don't
Club.
have the slightest desire to kill anyone.
Yeah.
It's just... I would want to kill a demon if one were to appear.
Demon?
Demon.
Don't take me seriously. It was only a joke.
It was only a joke.
Goodbye.
I'm hoping that at the end of this playthrough, where I do the longest good ending with the most bosses, that I can do the short run through of the bad ending, which cuts the game short, and you get 2 secret bosses. And she's one of them. I'm hoping. If I do that, I think I will have the Platinum Trophy for this game. It's very exciting. Can I upgrade any stuff?
What is it?
They're for cutscenes, not combatant. I don't know how good she is. She'll probably kick my ass. Upgrades in this game are so expensive. I'm pretty sure they're designed for you to only be able to fully upgrade on New Game Plus, because I have never been able to fully upgrade in this game. It's insanity. It's insanity. Let's see. Okay. I know where I'm going next. And we've got 38 minutes. 38. 32 minutes. Can't do math. Unfortunately, I do have a full-time job, so you know how it goes. Can't stick around forever. I have encountered this problem. Let's see if I can fix it. Supposedly, does it say it now? Nice. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so supposedly the PlayStation, when you stream directly from it, is supposed to put the game for you. And I always edit my stream info before I start, but it still comes up without saying. It's not great. Twitch.tv. Twitch.gov. I would like to travel. I'd like to travel to the dungeon. Yes. Yes. It's the scary part of the game. Alright, let's return to the... Ah, yes. This is what I was talking about. So in Section 4 is when... Sorry, this is a complete and total change of thought. But I haven't even gotten all the way through Section 4, and this week was supposed to be Sections 4 through 6. I'm losing my mind. Yeah, this is the beginning of the Malatesta hates tankies arc of the manga. It says, once private property has been abolished, government, which is its defender, must disappear. If it were to survive, it would tend always to re-establish a privileged and oppressing class in one guise or another. Yeah, he goes absolutely off the chain. Subtweeting Stalin day in, day out. I don't like the zombies. I don't like the zombies. I don't know about you, but I don't really do horror games. The beautiful quote at the end of Section 4 that I just really want to read out loud because I love it and it makes me feel warm inside. This society of free people, this society of friends, is anarchy. I don't know, it's nice. It's nice. My favorite part about reading anarchist theories so far is that everyone I've read a little bit of Kropotkin, a little bit of Malatesta. That's bugs! That's bugs. Shit. I've read a little bit of Kropotkin, a little bit of Malatesta, and they're like really poetic in their optimism. They're always talking about a free society of friends and how we were always meant to come together in solidarity. And it's just so beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna run from the zombies, actually. I don't like them at all. I don't like them at all. Yeah, I guess constant warning for bugs. Bugs are a recurring theme in this game. Just a heads up.
What are you doing here? Of all places.
Okay, I'll get back to you, dog. I'll get back to you. Yeah! That cricket is bigger than its face. They only get worse, too. I'm not joking. I'm trying to remember, does Dark Souls 3 have a spider problem? Because Dark Souls 2 has a spider problem. Bloodborne has a spider problem. Whoever's making these games really likes the bugs.
What are you doing here? Of all places. Ah, are you perhaps a shinobi? My, you are a talkative one, aren't you?
This is my dude,
In that case,
Dojun.
I don't wish to waste any more of your time.
This is the,
Are you?
That's right.
I thought as much. Might
this
you
is the
be
student
willing to take on
of
a favor for me?
Emma's master, student of the
I've been tasked
doctor.
with the preparation of a medical treatment using the rejuvenating waters. I'll get to the point, my dear shinobi. This is a letter I received from the master. The
He's a
particulars
bad dude.
with it.
He's a bad dude. He wants me to capture him a test subject. I'm not sure I want to. I don't think it's worth it. Oh, man. I'd really rather not get zombied. I'd really rather not. Alright, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. Yes. So here in section 5, our boy Malatesta goes on to talk about what about antisocial behavior, you know? He says, what of those who fall short of the law in solidarity, who don't want to work? Those who were to spread disease in the country and refuse to take the kinds of hygienic precautions recognized as useful by science. Talking about those who sexually assault children or take advantage of their strength to assault the weak. You know, the question that you get every time of like, what if there's no police, basically? Who's going to protect us? And his answer to that is that the police don't protect you already. He goes on to say, the quote that I had up at the beginning of the stream, a police force where there are no crimes to solve or criminals to apprehend will invent both or cease to exist. And then he goes on to say, having been put in a privileged position, the government is already at odds with the people its strength it disposes of. Basically, what I got out of this section was that they're already not looking after you. They are not the answer to that question. And I'm pretty sure it's the next section where he goes on to say what his answer to the question is. But I'd have to check. I didn't do a great job taking notes. I'm just looking through things that I highlighted and trying to remember the what I remember from the context of the quotes. Yeah. So the next section, section 6, is when he goes on to talk about basically we protect us, you know. He says, the question is not really one of changing the relationships between society and the individual, nor is it a question of increasing the independence of the individual at the expense of social interference or vice versa, but rather it is a question of preventing some individuals from oppressing others, of giving all individuals the same rights and the same means of action. Basically, by empowering everyone, we build a better social safety net because no one would be able to stomp on those with the less power. We would all be able to come to our own defense. It is demonstrated that private interest is the great incentive for all activities. Well, when the interest of all will be that of each individual, and this would obviously be the case if private property did not exist, then everyone will act. And if we do things now which only interest a few, we will do them much better and more intensively when they will be of the interest to everybody. I think that's nice. Like, you probably know, assuming that you came from one of the Discords that I'm taking part in, you know, you've probably worked. The scope of these civilizations has to be drastically reduced. Ooh. That's an interesting question. I think On the one hand, yes. On the other hand, no. If you know what I mean. There's probably a more complete answer out there somewhere. But my understanding is that you basically wouldn't have... Like, you wouldn't lose your connection to the other people of the world. The internet already exists. Cell phones already exist. We're already all interconnected, right? So what you would do instead is you would focus on the people near you, govern the area near you together that way, and then your group near you can decide how you want to interface with other groups and how those groups want to interface with other land masses even. So this is one of those questions that... So, like, yes, I think there would be more emphasis on smaller societal units, like towns and communities. Yeah. And I don't think that... I mean, like, there would be no government of those bodies, you know? But that doesn't mean that the West Coast and the East Coast can't work together for a common goal. I don't know if this is the solution that I would go with, but a solution that has been put forward is the idea of federated communities, basically, or federated councils, where your town would have a representative that would be accountable to the people and could be recalled at any time. It would be a member of the community and not a privileged class above it, which is an important distinction from the electoralism that we have now. And then that delegate would be able to talk to the neighboring towns, and the neighboring towns would be able to come together for larger decisions like roads, like telephone wires, and then you basically take that idea and you just go bigger with it. So say, yeah, you could even have multiple delegates. And then you take your collected group of people talking to your nearby towns, and then that group of nearby towns puts together a collected group of people talking to nearby groups of towns, and then, like, basically as big as you want to go for whatever project you need to do, right? So if the only almond producers are in California and I live in Texas, then we want almonds, me and the neighboring 3 towns. So we get in touch with almond producers in California and we'd be like, hey, we want almonds. And they'll be like, that's great, because Texas has, I don't know, what does Texas export? I guess oil, which maybe isn't a good example to use, but something that Texas has. They'd be like, yeah, you guys can have almonds, absolutely, because we actually needed your help with something as well. So it's not like a large government over the continental United States, but that doesn't mean that contact would be split, you know? Especially with the idea of, I mean, no anarchist would be in support of closed borders, right? So there would be free movement between all of that. And that's just one solution, because unfortunately the boring answer, but the answer that is most true to what I believe, is that we won't know until I get together with a group of people and decide what we want. Because, like, I can't tell you. If I tell you, that would be governing you, you know? I can put forward ideas. And then you can take those ideas into consideration and tell me your ideas. And then you and I, we're making society together, baby.
Those of the Senko Temple have strayed from Buddha's teachings. They have abandoned their faith, seduced by a search for immortality. Should you be captured, there is no telling what would become of you.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate thing.
Return the way you came.
One of my favorite anarchist content creators is Thought Slime. I don't know if you watch his videos. But he streams every Thursday. It's a good stream, I recommend it. And he often gets questions of like, hell yeah, right? He often gets questions of like, how would we do this? How would we do that? And every time he's like, I know it's a vague and dumb and boring answer, but the answer he gives every time is, I can't tell you how we would do something. You and I would have to sit down together and decide together, because that's the whole foundational idea, right? Which is really exciting. Why I'm really excited to get into the next book that I want to read, Anarchy Works, which is just a whole collection of inspiration, like societies that have existed, how they worked, how they did certain things, and then we can take from that, and then maybe that would answer a lot of questions like, how would that work in the real world? How would this work in the real world? And you can take inspiration from things that have already existed and build from there. Yeah, I'm very, very excited. Hell yeah, I love Thought Slime. Okay, yeah, and Malatesta is making a similar point at the next quote that I have highlighted. There is a foundational difference between a government and an administration, because a government is a privileged class that has the power to tell, whereas an administration could be made up of people within the society that have the power to speak for you where you cannot. So it would be like, so this is the full quote. The governor is a privileged person since he has the right to command others and to make use of the efforts of others to make his ideas and his personal wishes prevail. The administrator, the technical director, etc. are workers like the rest. That is, of course, in a society in which everyone has equal means to develop and that all are or can be at the same time intellectual and manual workers, and that the only difference remaining between men are those which stem from the natural diversity of aptitudes, and that all jobs, all functions given an equal right to the enjoyment of social possibilities. So what he's saying is, in a truly equal society where all jobs are valuable, just because one person is a talented speaker, or is confident on a stage, or has a mind for administration, that doesn't put them in a privileged position above everybody else. That just means that they are allowed to work in a productive way for society that maybe someone else wouldn't want to do. Which is how you would get something like a delegate. And since they are not a privileged class, and since everyone has the opportunity, right? Imagine if we got to work in productive ways. Yeah. Yeah. I really feel you. We're taking, we can scrape some of that meaning back for ourselves, What you and I are doing right here, I would consider to be productive. I would consider that to be productive. Oh, and here's another quote, right? So going back to the idea of what would you do if there were no police? He says, of course, because we know that man is the consequence of his own organism as well as of the cosmic and social environment in which he lives, because we do not confuse the inviolate right of defense with the claimed ridiculous right to punish. Basically, we understand why people would commit crimes, or I guess it wouldn't be a crime, right? It would be antisocial behavior. We understand why people would want to do things to harm someone else because we understand how systems work. We understand that people are a product of their environment as well as maybe sometimes a product of something more innate, but I don't know about that. And yeah, basically saying that community defense and like crime and punishment are not the same thing. So we can absolutely stop someone who wants to assault children or go on a serial killing spree or whatever. We can do that and feel comfortable in knowing that we're not hypocrites because self-defense is not punishment. And then he goes on to say that the real criminals are the governors all along.
We will pray for your safety. It is the least we can do.
I got 10 minutes. I don't know how far I want to get into this level. That painting is telling me that I'm going to have a bad time if I keep going forward. It's a very sweet and kind painting who loves me for who I am. And I respect it. That being said, I don't respect it because I'm going to continue. But they'll be praying for me, you know? Let's go talk to the big friendly boy. And then let's go talk to the other less friendly boy. And then maybe we call it for tonight. I got an early morning.
They left me here. Where did everyone go? Why did you leave Kotaro behind? Now what do I do?
Why are you crying?
Everyone's gone. I'm all alone.
Who's everyone?
Everyone? Huh? Who? The spinning red and white flowers. Only one pure white flower. The pure white flower I cannot find.
What?
My head hurts.
I would do anything for this person.
I have no idea what I'm saying. I've got to find the pure white flower.
I love them with my whole heart. I will find the pure white flower. I will give you anything you ask. I know! I thought I died. I know what you might be thinking. Wasn't that just an innocent old man? I'm here to tell you, no. No. Good Lord, no. You're not innocent if you have a health bar. That's very true. And a meaningful commentary on the role the protagonist plays in a violent video game. I guess... Oh... I'm so tempted to just keep going until I die. But, like, what if I don't die? Because, like, not to toot my own horn or nothing, but I played this game before. Maybe just till the next idol. It can't be that far. I think for next time. This time was kind of a scatterbrained, just looking at things that I quoted. I think next time I'll try to take better notes. Try to have more of an idea of what I want to say. If you're interested in reading along, of course, everything that I am reading on the stream is going to be for free on the anarchistlibrary.org. .com? It is .org. theanarchistlibrary.org. It's where I find all my books. They have them in digital formats. They have them in PDF. I think they might even have some audiobooks. It's a beautiful thing. I'm reading Malatesta's Anarchy right now. I'll be reading Anarchy Works by Peter Gelderloos next. Ooh. But yeah. I'll put some more effort in for next time, next weekend. Either Sunday or Monday. I don't know when. I will be streaming both days. I just don't know when I'm going to talk about it. Know what I mean? Ooh. Pole guy is giving me a hard time here. Got him. It's okay. Hey, I thoroughly enjoyed it too. I'm really glad that you're here. I'm really glad that you're having a good time. I'm hoping that I can, the PS5 streaming interface is really working for me, yeah. I have been interested in the concept of streaming before this, but then I never had the hardware. I don't have a capture card, I didn't have a camera. But then PS5 just lets you stream directly, and I dropped a couple bucks on the camera. Okay. It's all bad. But yeah, I'm having a great time, and it's working really well. And I'm glad that it doesn't look ugly or sound ugly. Because I'm rocking some cheap hardware here, let me tell you. I take it all back. I'm not going to continue. It's getting a little toasty in my apartment. I get up and I'm going to change the AC, and that's as good a time as any to let it go. Let's see. Hell yeah. You know Jack Saint? You aware of Jack Saint? Yeah, I'm gonna raid Jack Saint, and I'm gonna bring you with me, and you're gonna help me network a little bit. How's that sound? Yeah, thanks. Join me again on Wednesday if you want. I've been playing Return of the Obra Dinn. I think I might even, if I'm good, figure it out and finish it. So if you want to help me solve puzzles on Wednesday, come on through. But for now, thanks.